What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope y'all been having a great start to your week. We're going to talk about what the models are showing. I'm watching definitely an area of interest as far as heavy rain, potential for flooding rains, really as we get to the end of the month and to the beginning of March. And we're going to really talk about that because we're already wet and we have the potential to get a lot wetter as far as rainfall. So we're going to talk about where really the areas of heaviest rain can be, potential flooding situation. So basically I want to start off by saying y'all need to enjoy the weather this week for the eastern U.S. We just had a system that cleared out. If you look right here, it's looking like the front is moving through. You can obviously tell where the cloud line is. The clouds actually cleared off enough here in the southeast for the most of the southeast and mid-Atlantic to where we had a nice sunset out there. But definitely get out there and enjoy the weather the next several days, because another pattern shift occurs really this weekend into next week that really might bring a lot of heavy rain. So before we get going, guys, if you guys have not subscribed, can definitely consider subscribing to my channel. It's much appreciated. Also, I like to use my platform as a way to glorify God. Drop a prayer. A lot of people have definitely been doing it, and it's awesome. It gives other people, I've seen other people reaching out to other people in the comments to express, just pray for them and everything like that. So it's a really great thing y'all are doing, and it gives me an opportunity to help you guys out too. So thank y'all for doing that. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it. We're going to talk about what there is to talk about. So let's go on to get going here with the GFS run here, the latest GFS, and we're going to kind of tell you, I'm going to show the GFS and then some of the ensemble runs, and we're really going to talk about where the threat's going to be. So this system's getting on out of here. High pressure overhead. Beautiful conditions between Tuesday and Thursday. But then as we get into Friday, here comes a system. And it's really areas point south, and it really gets going here. And what this system does, we don't know completely. But this was that system that was potentially going to maybe bring an area of winter precipitation for areas of the upper southeast, mid-Atlantic. The best case scenario at this point is maybe a brief burst of some winter precipitation in the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. But outside of that, I don't see anything of winter interest with this system at all anymore. It's really just completely phased out with that part of it. But that moves through. So it really looks like this weekend is going to be wet. It's not going to be anything like this past weekend. We get that system that moves on out for Saturday, and then another one Saturday evening gets kicking in. And what happens here is you get pretty much a zonal flow, or just with the jet stream, is just allowing low pressures. It just gets active. The southern jet gets active up here, and it really rides this trough up here, and you get system after system that moves through. Here comes another one. This is getting into mid next week. And they just keep firing up, systems after system. And what happens is that it brings a lot of rain. What these systems bring as far as severe weather or just heavy rain, winter weather, we're not sure. But now it's just more looking like a lot of rain. And you look at the GFS, the GFS ensembles, it really shows that we'll go out to about 10 days out, which is about March 4th. It really wants to hit areas of the mid-Atlantic. Not the mid-Atlantic, the mid-South here. Yeah, that's only a few inches of rain, but this is basically a ensemble, so there's probably going to be a lot more. But look how wet the southeast is too. Basically, you got the jet stream setting up right here, so we're kind of under it here in South Carolina in the deep south, so you won't get the heaviest, steadiest rain. But if the jet stream keeps inching north, you're also going to have CAD influences, CAD influences, that really are going to put a wedge of cool air at times here in the Carolinas into Georgia and Virginia. So we have to watch that too. There's a lot going on, but altogether it literally looks like there's going to be a lot of heavy rain really starting, maybe not heavy rain all at one time, but there's going to be a very rainy period beginning this weekend. So I think that's going to get talked about more and more. And I really think Tennessee, areas of northern Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, really need to watch out. Kentucky for a lot of heavy rain with this system. Like I said, trough's going to set up here. Storm systems are just going to ride this over and over again. We're going to look at the latest Euro. The Euro is even more aggressive, guys. So here we get going here. We get into Friday. Here's that first system that moves through. It really starts to rain trend Friday. It lingers around. It's going to be cloudy. And then here comes another system that gets going around the same areas as we get into Sunday. That moves out, and then it just keeps going. The cold air is up here. Mild air's down here, so that's a good thing. A lot of cases isn't going to be a super cold rain. Now, like I said, we want to watch cold air damming right here. Cold air gets trapped east of the mountains, and that makes a mild rain turn into a cold rain, 30s and 40s in rain, and we want to avoid that. If we're going to get rain, let's try to make it a mild rain or a warm rain. But this looks very active pattern. Gets going here, and that's all the way through day 10. But after you get to about Friday, it really looks really rainy. So this is the EPS ensembles total precipitation. So this is starting Friday. Look at this. We're going to run all the way through about 240 hours out, which is next Thursday. Look at the area. Same thing as the GFS ensembles. It's highlighting that area of heavy rain, several inches possible for Tennessee, Arkansas, and that's basically just where the trough is. That's where low pressures are going to ride, and that's where the heaviest precipitation can be. There's not even a lot of cold air anywhere. Even if you look in the northeast, I don't see any kind of nor'eastern threats. This is actually just rain here, really. So, it's getting later in the winter. The clock is ticking. And we're kind of running out of time for major winter storms, especially south. It's kind of getting out the climatology range of getting winter precipitation. Now, you can get some freak snowstorms and winter storms in the southeast and south, obviously in March. We all know that. But we're starting to run out of time in winter a little bit for that. But this is really setting up to potentially be maybe a flooding situation. It's just something we have to watch. You look at this is something I want to show you because it kind of shows you the zonal flow that really gets going really this week. So we get into Thursday, Friday. Zonal flow is you pretty much got the cold air up here. You got the warmer air down here. And low pressure is just going to start riding up through this trough, wherever the trough sets up. And that's all they're going to do. They're just going to keep riding up through here. And you got a little bit of a ridge flexing. So if we can get this to flex some more, some of this rain events for the southeast may turn into storm threats. Just have to watch. That's something that's getting pretty far out in time, and it's something we have to watch. Now that looks more like a CAD threat, but the details are fuzzy for sure. But we do know we're starting to enter a time frame where we're going to get active precipitation and a lot of precipitation, a lot of rain. You might as well say it because none of it's going to be winter weather here in the south. I tell you that. But maybe interior areas of the northeast, mid-Atlantic could see a little winter precipitation, but honestly, I don't really see a lot of any in the form of winter precipitation at all. So, as far as temperatures, I don't see any cold air in the eastern U.S. at all. In fact, it looks warmer than average. We're getting into Wednesday, beautiful day in the southeast, beautiful day. Wednesday, Thursday. You got to watch this. This right here looks like cold air damming. But really not a lot of cold air. But then we get into the weekend, we get into next week, and really the southeast ridge starts to flex a little bit. Could we get some severe weather threats here? I don't know. We're going to find out. But that looks like a big time warmer than average anomalies here for sure as far as temperatures. Just warmer than average. Red's warmer, blue's colder. And so we might get some warm air to start off March. That would be great. I know just a little bit of warm air we've been getting the last few days has been nice. But as far as high temperatures the next few days, tomorrow, check out Texas. They were frozen this time last week. They are the widespread 70s, even some 80s in areas closer to the Mexico border. I mean, that's just crazy Texas weather for you. And even into Oklahoma, Kansas, it is very, very warm in the 70s. But look in the southeast, beautiful weather too. Here in the 60s, some areas might hit 70 here in the Carolinas or Georgia tomorrow. We get into Wednesday, a little front starts to kind of cool it on down here in Texas. But it gets even warmer in the southeast, 60s and 70s, all the way up to Virginia, close to Maryland. Get into, let's see, that's this Thursday. Starts to cool down a little bit, but still a beautiful day here in parts of the southeast. But this weekend, that's when it gets weird with the precipitation. But check it out, Florida's almost close to 90 degrees. We're getting into the Sunday range. So something I have to watch. I think we're getting close to maybe, potentially for a flooding scenario here in places the Mid-South. So it's just a pattern we have to watch where low pressures keep going over the same area, heavy precipitation keeps going over the same area, and honestly, it's not good news for us if we want a sustained pattern of dry weather. We're going to drought here the next few days, but then it's going to get wet again. So that's all I got, guys. I hope you all have a great night. Thank y'all for tuning in.